All right, good evening, nerds around the world, and welcome to episode 20 of the Nerds Unite as One podcast. Yes, we have reached the big 2-0. Happy day indeed. I am Paul English, and I'm going to be your host tonight, and as always, we have a great show for you tonight. Today, we are going to be celebrating one of the greatest decades of animated children's shows, the 1990s. They're known for the 90s have had some of the greatest animated kids shows of all time, and today we are going to be celebrating them on our show. And to help me out with that, I have an incredible right now. First up, he's our co-host, our co-captain. He's been here longer than I have. Mr. Chris, how are you, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, Paul? This is having a rough day. Not really a rough day, but yeah. This is a feature film on the horizon that I've been looking forward to, and just like I've been folks just put a lot of expectation into some movies, that's all I guess.
Indeed, yes, indeed. And back again, he's becoming a regular at this point. We have Jack. How are you?
Yes, I am now a regular. Bow before my mightiness.
Still ain't an admin.
Yeah, but close enough. And I'm happy to be here to talk about 90s cartoons. What? All
right. And he is back, the youngest person on our team. I don't know how much 90s he's going to know, but we'll give him an education yet. It is Avi. How are you? Avi, you there? I have no idea where he went. Well, that's awkward. Awkward moment. Okay, anyway, hopefully he will join us shortly. In the meantime, let's move on. So, the 1990s, we're all 90s kids. We grew up with the 90s. They had some of the greatest animated kid shows of all time. Hold on. What do we have? Is he back? Avi, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, we were worried about for a second. All right, so Avi is here. How are you?
It's from getting my list. Okay, I'm good. I'm gonna try to join an episode where my whole iPad doesn't just crash.
Hey, it's Google Plus. It's a bullshit site, but it's all we got. So anyway,
I think it's just I had too many tabs open.
That might be a bit too. Okay, so 90s kid shows. What animated kid shows from the 90s? What makes them so memorable? I think it's really a combination of things. Obviously, you got to look at how well the writing was on some of these shows. The writing was top-notch. Stellar voice talent on a lot of these shows. And another thing would be they got away with a whole lot. If you really look at a lot of these shows, like Ren and Stimpy, like Animaniacs, there are a lot of adult innuendos that kids, if they got it, they'd secretly laugh, and as kids, that would make it, but also made it enjoyable for adults to watch as well. And I think that's one of the reasons years later, we as adults now still look back at those shows and still find them funny because they were made just as much for adults as kids. So I think that's the reason why. So, Jack, you're trying to talk now. So what is it you think make 90s kids animated shows so appealing?
Well, I agree with everything you said, but the animation, it just looks classic and nice, and it even holds up today. So I think that's another reason.
Absolutely.
Plus, the writing, them talking about stuff that we get now that kids won't get, and then the voice cast. They had a stellar voice cast back in the day. I mean, we still have some good ones now, but we're talking about the 90s.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Chris, what did you love about the animation shows of the 90s that you still love to this day as an adult?
I mean, I haven't looked at I haven't these shows for a pretty long time now. Going back on them, and especially in this episode brings back a lot of nostalgia. I think it's like you said, Paul. It's like they appeal to kids as well as adults. The animation was wonderful, and the voice talent was stellar. And I think a lot of these shows, it's just like I think they were a lot more edgier than some of the shows. It was just some of the cartoons that were done in the past, in shows like in the 80s, I mean, but like I said, I think it has to do with edge. They kind of, and they kind of, they kind of, were on the cutting edge, but it made certain. I mean, I think certain risks, especially with Saturday morning cartoon anime shows. Say like Batman the Animated Series is just one prime example. And I think one of the great things about it is that I think some of them tackled into subjects, that you wouldn't often explore in other television shows. The writing was pretty sharp on these. I mean, they had adult-friendly themes, double entourage, double outrage, cultural references. I mean, they had a little bit more mature content, but I think the appeal was. They were shows that all the family could enjoy. I think that's why their legacy is preserved and it lives on to this day.
All right, very good point. Very good point. Avi, I know that you're kind of late joining the '90s party, but you are here, so you've obviously seen a good amount of. So, what is it about '90s shows that you love so much?
I think it's just the same. As someone that was born in '99, I think it's the same as for any decade of cartoons. Like, there are still good cartoons on now. I mean, probably less than in the '90s or 2000s or whatever. So I'm trying to think why we like cartoons, why we like animated kid shows so much. I don't really have an answer. Pretty much it's the same reason as why there are good cartoons now. I guess the writing. I don't really have an answer.
That's all right. That's all right. That's a good one. All right. So obviously in the '90s there were explosion of networks that weren't around earlier. With more networks leads to more television, more animation, and in the '90s there were plenty of networks devoted to animated cartoons that they would show on days and weekdays, weekends. So let's go through a few of the major networks that showed some legendary '90s children's animation, and let's start with Warner Brothers. They had some of the most well-known animated kid shows of that whole, not just of that decade, but perhaps of any decade. We're talking about Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, Freakazoid, Pinky and the Brain, and of course their DC shows, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Batman Beyond, and later on Justice League. Talk about some intense writing, great storytelling. Those are some of the greatest shows that even to this day they still hang out, so they hold up well. I have a confession to make. Of all those, the only one I really was interested in was Tiny Toon Adventures, but I think that's because I've always been like a Looney Tunes fan, so the other one's never interested. I've never seen Animaniacs. They've never interested me, really. I'm ashamed to say that. If I can find them, I'll certainly start watching them, but as a kid, I think they might have been just a little beyond me at that point, other than Tiny Toon. But Tiny Toons was absolutely legendary for Warner Brothers. So, Chris, talk about Warner Brothers cartoons. Wow, were they good?
I mean, they certainly were. I mean, especially, some of the stuff, like in Tiny Toon Adventures, Animaniacs, they really kept to the Warner Brothers style, which is like zaniness, the irreverence, and the slapstick, these things had a couple of educational segments, but really Tiny Toon Adventures, which is featured like a new generation of Looney Tunes characters, and like versions of the ones and of course the ones we all know love, Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky the Pig, Sylvester, Wile E. Coyote, Elmer Fudd. I like how the thing I liked about those cartoons is that they parody current events of Hollywood culture of that decade. Like I said, it keeps true to the the series' use of cartoon violence. Anvils falling on people. I like how they make little use of explosives and slapstick. It was a great, especially Tiny Toon Adventures. This was a great continuation of that legacy. The whole, of the whole the great cycle of Warner Brothers animation. Especially Animaniacs. It's just like they did some really great shows in that period, and mostly one of the great things about those shows was the collaboration with Steven Spielberg.
I remember. I remember. I think it was actually the Nostalgia Critic that did some interviews with some of the writers
Yeah.
of Animaniacs, and they said that one of the reasons that they feel Animaniacs did so well is because Steven Spielberg gave them a lot of leeway to just do what they felt was right, was best for the show. So I think that's something that has to do with. All right, Jack, why don't we come to you? I mean, you got Warner Brothers, Animaniacs, Tiny Toons, also Batman and Superman. Warner Brothers had some awesome kid shows.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the two that I really watched was Batman and Superman. I mean, I love those animated series. They were dark, but they weren't too dark. They're good. The voice talent is amazing. I mean, it can't be beat even today. I mean, they were fantastic shows.
Absolutely, absolutely. All right, Avi, we're going to come to you. Warner Brothers animation for the 90s. You got Animaniacs, Batman. Have you watched any of these shows?
Well, Animaniacs, greatest cartoon ever.
I love them.
And you should check it out, Paul.
If I can find it, I will.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the question anyway?
What is it about the Warner Brothers cartoons of the 90s that makes them so appealing to you?
Oh, to me, Warner Brothers with their, I'm not talking about like the Batman stuff. I'm talking about like Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, that stuff.
Yeah.
Their slapstick was always the best out of like any like they knew right when to like cut. They knew like how distorted the face should be or how like solid it should be when something hits someone. Their slapstick was always the best to me.
All right, let's move on to another network, and that was Fox Kids. Now, obviously, during the 90s, they were obviously most well-known for Power Rangers. That was like the king of kid shows in the 90s, I think we can safely say. But they certainly had a great string of Marvel animated shows. We have X-Men, Fantastic Four, and, of course, Spider-Man, the animated series. Again, I didn't watch any of those shows as a kid, but I did watch Spider-Man while it was the animated series while it was on Netflix, and holy shit, that show is fucking awesome. So, Fox Kids certainly had some great animated shows. So, Jack, let me start off with you on this one. Fox Kids animated lineup. What do you like about it?
I saw maybe one or two of Fantastic Four, maybe on DVD or so. I've seen some X-Men. They were really good. But the Spider-Man, the 90s Spider-Man, in my opinion, is the best Spider-Man cartoon ever. And
you'll get no argument from me.
And I loved it. And I just loved it. You know, the villains, the voice acting. It was Spider-Man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, Avi, let me go to you. Fox Kids animation shows. You ever seen any of them? And what do you like?
Apparently, it also says Animaniacs was run by Fox Kids also.
I could have sworn that was a Warner Brothers thing.
No, I guess both.
Okay.
I guess it might have switched after because Warner Brothers, it says like 96 and on, and Fox Kids was before.
Okay.
And The Tick was also Fox Kids, which I think was also Warner Brothers, so it could have also... So I guess that's all I've seen. I'm not really that... I guess I'm not into Fox Kids.
You know what? I know that, actually, you know what? You can actually find X-Men and Spider-Man on YouTube. The problem is, like, it's not, like, episode. You can see its entire seasons in one video. So it's like a giant 4-hour video with commercial. But you can watch X-Men and Spider-Man on YouTube.
They need to release the full box sets. Come on, Disney.
Wait, does Disney own that, or is it still Fox that owns the rights to Spider-Man the Animated Series?
Disney owns the rights to Spider-Man the Animated Series.
Well, in that case, Disney, get on with it. Give us a complete series box set. I know it's here in Europe. I know it's over in the UK, but get it over here in the US right now. How long have I been saying that? Ugh. All right, Chris, before I go into another tangent, Marvel animated lineup of Fox Kids, what did you love about it?
I mean, well, those shows were really a lot. I mean, those were shows that I didn't really watch a lot as a kid. I do remember watching, I think it was a couple, I believe it was a couple of Spider-Man from the Fox block when I was a kid. I do remember watching some episodes of the X-Men anime series that was in the 90s. my impression was from that show. I said, this is really good. To have like a serious take on the characters and dealt with things you wouldn't normally do in an animated cartoon of that period, with the exception of Batman the Animated Series. Mostly with that show, I mean, of all the Marvel cartoons, I mean, that one was pretty much the one that really had quite an impression. You know? Well, other than Batman the Animated Series and X-Men, I didn't really watch a lot of the Fox Kids lineup when I was a kid around that period. I mostly gravitated toward the Disney Afternoon and the Kids WB. I mean, that's what I watched. I mean, Fox is pretty okay to me.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't watch this at all because I was more into like other networks, but we can bring it up since you mentioned it, and that is the Disney Afternoon. Now, I was more in like other networks that I'll bring up later, but the Disney Afternoon was a huge part of children's net television network in the 90s. They had some legendary shows like Gummy Bears, Darkwing Duck, Goof Troop, Chip and Dale, and obviously DuckTales.
Oh.
So
I haven't seen any of those.
You can actually find
Duck's
all
the best.
of Goof Troop on YouTube, and you can find it episode by
But
episode.
Goof
Now,
Troop was like the worst. Goof Troop was like the worst of them, in my opinion.
well, some people would argue
It was like
that
the end of
Quack
it was
Packer
like
might
the end
duck.
of Disney Afternoon. It was like the end of Disney Afternoon. Darkwing Duck and DuckTales are the best.
All right, well, I didn't watch the Disney Afternoon, so I got nothing to say. So I will defer it to you guys, and Avi, I'll start with you. Why did you love the Disney Afternoon?
I actually have no idea, but it did have the best. It had Darkwing Duck, so that makes me happy. But I don't know.
Good enough, good enough. All right, Chris, you whistled when I said Disney Afternoon, so obviously you must love it. Why do you love the Disney Afternoon?
Well, I think I love it because like it just like with the content that they created for those whole shows in the 90s, they really delve into some quality stories, and they did some great. The animation was terrific. It was really crisp in those especially DuckTales. I mean, that's like the gold standard right there. And so I used to love those cartoons when I was a kid. I love the humor, the slapstick of it all. Scrooge McDuck. I always loved that. I mean, I like how it refers to pop culture and all that. But these were more than kids. I mean, these weren't just kids shows. I mean, it's just like that. You got like it had like a subtle humor, like that a lot of adults could get, and past it, and of course they created the stories and legends and stuff like that. And of course, Darkwing Duck is another favorite of mine. Tailspin, I kind of liked it. It's just like it was all part of that big renaissance, not only just Disney, animation of that period, but of all animation. I think of all the Disney, what had the best, I believe.
All right, Jack, I come to you. Disney Afternoon. Were you a Disney kid, and why'd you love the Disney Afternoon?
I didn't really watch the Disney Afternoon, so I have
you're in my boat then.
But
right.
You're forgetting three. You're forgetting three other good ones. Chip and Dale.
I mentioned Chip and Dale.
Oh, and Gummy Bears. Did you mention that?
Yes, I did.
And Gargoyles.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
how can you forget Gargoyles?
That was the latter half of the Disney
Afternoon. Gargoyles was the best. My bad.
Yes. Oh my god.
Well, you forget that did come out during the latter half of the Disney Afternoon, which you said ended with Goof Troop.
Well, and then they had Quack Pack, which I forgot was also the end.
I mentioned Quack Pack. Like that was the end of the Disney Afternoon to a lot of people.
Yeah, that was the end.
All right.
Yeah.
So, before we get to the big networks that I want to go over, one thing I did forget but I realized shortly is during the 90s we had an influx of some amazing anime cartoons from Japan that became pop culture icons here in the U.S. I'm talking shows like Card Captors, Yu-Gi-Oh, Gundam, and of course Pokemon and Dragon Ball. For kids of all ages. I myself am a Pokemaniac, and as far as I'm concerned, Dragon Ball Z is the greatest television show ever made. So, and the 90s were a great decade for anime, too, just here in the U.S. So, Chris, let me start with you on this one. Were you watching any of those anime shows as a kid?
No, I never was a fan. I never was a fan of Pokemon. I just never understood the appeal of that. I'm sorry.
Chris, I'm on your side. I'm on your side.
You're both traitors. You're both
It's not
people.
traitors. It's
You're
not.
both traitors and nerds everywhere.
Don't worry, Paul, I'm with you.
I can't.
Thank you,
I can't.
Jack. I felt like I was gonna be all alone defending Pokemon here.
And I thought.
I mean,
thought
not
anime,
anymore, but...
When I think anime, I think more of Spirited Away. I don't think of Pokemon as an anime.
It
I
is
think
an
the
anime. Deal with
anime
it.
are more like the movies. I don't feel like Yu-Gi-Oh is like an anime.
It is.
I mean, it's a Japanese animation, but I don't.
That's anime.
Yeah,
That
I
is
know,
anime.
but it's stupid.
That is
I
the
just
definition
feel
of
like, I feel
anime.
like that, like, I feel like Hayao Miyazaki and the movies are more anime and that stuff.
Ugh.
Chris,
Yeah,
don't you agree?
Say what? Oh.
Nothing, never mind.
Okay.
No,
We may wind up. Yeah.
I did watch Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was a big fan of those. More Pokemon.
Okay.
I collected the cards. I saw the movies. So
I did all of it. I watched the
Um,
shows. I played the games. I collected the cards. I did everything.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Really disappointed me with their movie that they had in theaters.
No, what was disappointing was the series finale. That just was too abrupt.
Boo.
But anyway,
Boo.
you know, shut up. I'm not gonna
See,
keep track of my Yu-Gi-Oh.
me and Chris were good not to get into Pokemon because then we didn't have to watch the movie we heard was terrible.
Oh, dear
Unless
God.
Chris-
We
So
saved
I
us a,
was smart.
we saved us a lot of trouble. Oh my God.
You know what? We're still
Plus-
a year away
also,
from
I would've been,
Captain
like,
America
4 when the
Civil
movie
War,
came
but
out.
it looks like we're gonna have our own Civil War approaching
Oh,
very
no.
shortly. So, before that happens, let's change gears. Let's get to the kings of 90s animation during this time. That's Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Now, let's get to Cartoon Network first. I don't remember much
Caleb,
about
I knew it
Cartoon
would
Network in
get
the early 90s. I imagine it was just mostly just reruns of like old animation like Flintstones and Scooby-Doo. But in the mid to late 90s, we have this influx of amazing original material. These became known as cartoon, and they were staples in our TV. We're talking great shows like Dexter's Lab, Cow and Chicken, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, later on Samurai Jack. Am I missing any others? These shows were unfreaking
Yes, you're missing one. You're missing one.
When
What?
was Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends? Was that?
That was like
2000?
2001, 2003.
Yeah.
Oh,
Paul,
that was
you're
my
missing.
favorite.
Paul, you're missing Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that was
Courage
good.
the Cowardly Dog. Oh! Wow.
Johnny Bravo, the Powerpuff Girls.
I mentioned those.
Yeah, he said those.
Oh my gosh, these shows. You know, I had to hide the fact that I watched Powerpuff Girls when I was a kid because I would get made fun of for it. But I really liked that show. It was cool. Oh, I forgot to mention Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Another
Oh,
great show for the
yeah, I love that.
90s. Jawbreakers galore. That was a cartoon that introduced me to Jawbreakers.
Yeah, I
had
didn't
a
even think they were
Jawbreaker
real.
because of Ed, Ed, and Eddie. Johnny
No,
Bravo-
that's funny. They did the same thing for me. What's a Jawbreaker?
I thought it was made up.
I thought it was made up too until I realized that it was it's completely real. All right, so what's Ed, Ed and Eddie was. Ed and Eddie were just funny. Johnny Bravo was a total doofus, and that's what made him so funny to watch. And then, of course, Cow and Chicken were edgy. They kind of reminded me a lot of like Ren and Stimpy or some of those edgier Nick shows from the early 90s. And then Courage the Cowardly Dog. That show used to freak me out as a child. I can't be. Some of the scenes in there were just scary as hell. Woo-hoo-hoo. Even today, they still creep me out a little bit. So, I think I've gone on talking long enough. So, Chris, you seem pretty excited about this, so let me go into you again.
I have some bad news. Ed and Eddie was 2000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2000.
Or something. All right, well, we can't count it, I guess, but we still have plenty to talk about. So,
We still
Chris,
said it, though, and that
90s
counts.
Cartoon Network. I take that back, Ed and Eddie. 90s Cartoon Network, Chris, go.
Yeah. Well, these were not, I wouldn't call them my favorite cartoons. They were pretty good. This was really the period where Cartoon Network had like the best content available.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes, and now the network is, I don't want to say it's gone to hell. Maybe it has, but it's just like the content isn't as exciting as it used to be. I mean, it's like it's the rehash of all this stuff. But yeah, Cow and Chicken, I Am Weasel, the Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo. These were great cartoons.
I need some sunglasses to go, hey, pretty mom. Hoo-ha!
I mean, these were cartoons that were great for kids. I mean, they roused it. You know, the zany humor of some of the characters, especially Johnny Bravo was a trip, though. I tell you that right now. I love just like the personality of him. Oh my god! And like I said, adult-oriented jokes in these cartoons. Like Cow and Chicken wasn't really my favorite, but I liked it. I don't like the Powerpuff Girls. You know, it's just like I mean, these shows like, represented the network at its best, I believe.
You said Johnny Bravo was Jim. Okay, Chris, can you do a Johnny Bravo impression?
I don't think I can. It's like, hey, little mama.
Hey. I can't. That was the worst. For
do
me,
some of it like.
I did look. I did look.
Go ahead and try some of that.
Hey.
All right.
It's Elvis, but.
Elvis who loves his mama. All right, so Jack, why don't we come to you?
Oh, by the way, I
Cartoon
was wrong.
Network.
Ed and Eddie is 99.
Yes, I was right. I knew it.
Never trust Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia sucks. All right,
Yeah.
Jack. 90s.
We're gonna have a
Cartoon Network,
Wikipedia
go.
hate session next week.
No, I love these. Some of my favorites were on there. Dexter's Laboratory, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I loved those shows. I loved Johnny Bravo. You also had the Powerpuff Girls was really good. Samurai Jack.
Oh, I think that was 2001, unfortunately, but I mean that was still like the latter end of the golden age of Cartoon Network. But
I love
it's a
these
major
shows.
mention.
You know, some like Johnny Bravo, they were just so funny to watch. Courage was just a trip. I mean, whoever was writing this was basically on acid.
Dude, King Ramses is still one of the freakiest things I have ever seen. Even today, that creeps me out.
And then Dexter's Lab was just a great, funny show. I mean, the invention. Dee Dee. And I always liked how Mandark was in love with Dee Dee. I always thought that was fun.
Can you give us a Mandark laugh, Jack?
No, it's been too long. I don't remember what he sounds like. Ah! Ah! Ah!
This is a weird episode.
All right. Avi, go. 90s Cartoon Network.
Oh, but can I say something about... I was upset that we didn't really get a good finale to Samurai Jack. What the hell, man?
Well, from what I was hearing, they were supposed to like some kind of movie to close it all out, but so I guess those plans kind of went downhill a little bit after Mako passed away, who provided the voice of Aku.
So Samurai Jack was 2001.
Yeah.
I looked it up, and I don't really remember any Cartoon Network shows besides Ed and Eddie from the 90s, besides Ed and Eddie, and I remember a little of Courage the Cowardly Dog.
No, I did. Yeah, I really liked that in Eddie also.
I was much more into Nick, which we'll discuss next.
Yes. All right. Avi, just so you know, Courage the Cowardly Dog and Powerpuff Girls are available in their entirety on Netflix, as well as seasons of Samurai Jack and Cow and Chicken and Johnny Bravo and Ed, Edd and Eddie, Dexter's Lab, a bunch of other 90s Cartoon Network shows. So if you have Netflix or you know someone who has Netflix...
I don't have
binging.
Netflix. I have Amazon Prime.
You might be able to find some of those shows on Amazon.
No,
Johnny
Amazon Prime... Okay, besides for Wikipedia, Amazon Prime stinks. Netflix is so much better, but I don't have it because it costs a tiny bit more. We just go for the cheaper one.
Wait,
cool. Johnny
Amazon
Bravo's
Prime
on
costs more than Netflix? If Netflix only like
No,
$8
Prime
a
is
month.
cheaper. Prime is cheaper by about like $5.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that Amazon Prime's only $3 a month?
No, they don't do it by month. They do it $3. What's it? No, not $5 cheaper per month. It's $5 the whole year cheaper.
Oh, okay. Let's see, 8 times.
No,
12,
I'm pretty sure
that's
it was pretty
96.
close.
So Netflix like $96 a year, and
No, Amazon Prime might be like Amazon Prime might be like 70 or something. I don't know. I'll have to look it up, but that doesn't matter.
Okay.
I know it's cheaper. So Nickelodeon.
Yes, let's go to Nickelodeon. And before we even get to SpongeBob, I mean, Nick was just the king of kid shows. I mean, aside from like their game shows and their kids sitcoms, we can talk. I mean, we could do an entire show based on Nickelodeon and how much influence it had on our childhoods growing up. But this is for animation. I mean, where do I even begin to list some of the great shows they have? Ren and Stimpy, Doug, Rugrats, Rocco, Cat Dog, Fairly Odd Parents came out. Did that come out in 2000?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I keep.
It was like 99, 2000, something like that. What else am I missing? Angry Beavers, Cat Dog, and of course SpongeBob, which is still on today.
It counts.
Rugrats.
Yes, it counts. It counts barely though.
Rugrats.
It does count.
I mentioned
probably
Rugrats.
1999 was one of their best seasons.
Wait, which one, Chris?
Rugrats, Real Monsters.
Real Monsters, yes.
And Hey Arnold.
I mentioned.
Oh, Hey Arnold.
All right, so Jack, let me start with you on this one. 90s Nickelodeon. Was it a staple in your house, and why?
Yes, I mean, me and my dad loved Cat Dog. Cat Dog.
I own the series. I own the whole series. That was a staple.
Wow, that is pretty awesome. The end. I think they did a movie, if I'm not.
They did, but they did a bunch of live action ones. It was stupid.
No, but I thought they did an animated movie.
Oh, they might have.
Heads are better than none when they found their parents.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah. So I really loved Cat Dog. SpongeBob was really good back in the day. Now I'm forgetting others you mentioned. Doug, I wasn't a huge fan of. I kind of
me neither. I did not like Doug that much.
I own Hey Arnold too.
I loved Rugrats. I loved Chucky. He was always my favorite.
They need to release Rugrats on DVD. Let's go, Nick.
Yes, they do.
What else?
Was Wild Thornberries? Was that
That might have been 2000.
Yeah, that might have been 2000.
And
but I think it's worth a mention.
Yeah, and there was one author I was thinking of that was 2000s
I saw some Rocco's Modern Life, but I was
I forgot about that.
fan of Cat Dog. I loved Cat Dog.
Oh, Cat Dog was great.
I think after this show, I might go online and see if I can find some Cat Dog.
Oh, dude, you can buy the whole series from Walmart, the website, for $20.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's how much I paid for it. Maybe it was 30, I don't know, but I got the whole series for like $20, $30 at Walmart.
Oh, wow, I might have to look into that.
Yeah, all right. So, Avi, let me go to you. 90s Nickelodeon. Obviously, you're a SpongeBob junkie, but did you watch any other shows?
Let's see. Cat Dog I watched some of. I watched some of Rugrats. I wanted to mention Jimmy Neutron, but it was on in mid-2000s.
2001, yeah.
It was, I think it was later than that even, but
2002 maybe, but yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I watched what else was there?
Real Monsters.
Hey Arnold. I haven't seen that. I've only watched like the later Nick stuff. I thought I watched earlier, but I could be wrong.
We were forgetting about cartoons.
I'm not really sure I count that because that was more like a That was more like a Wait a minute. Cartoons. Was that Nickelodeon or was that Cartoon Network?
That was Nickelodeon.
Okay. That was more like a variety cartoon show. I don't know if I'd actually count that rather like an actual series.
I'm googling what shows they had.
What else? Ren and Stimpy.
Ugh.
Okay, wait a minute. While Avi's doing that, Chris, I got to come to you because I was actually not permitted to watch Ren and Stimpy on the grounds of it being too violent and too much for
Oh,
me
and
to
Ren and
handle.
Stimpy. Okay, fine.
Yeah, so Chris, 90s Nickelodeon. Let me come to you on this one. What were you watching it or no?
Oh yes, I was watching it. Especially like a big fan of Rugrats, Rocko's Modern Life, and Beavers. Hey Arnold. I mean, this is like I said, these cartoons. Like I said, it was during the great renaissance of animation in the '90s.
Oh yes.
It's just like these had great content, especially Rugrats. Though I liked how let these kids like explore their own adventures, and all the adults are not. Or really was not aware of what they're doing, Maybe they're being taught a moral lesson by the end of the episode, and their misadventures, their mischievous adventures. I like Angry Beavers, and let me tell you something: I'm not a fan of SpongeBob.
What?
At all, or not a fan of his recent work?
He probably has only seen his recent stuff. No, the classics, like
No,
early
I'm not a
episodes.
fan
We
of the
have to have a
series.
SpongeBob podcast.
I'm not
That
a
was
fan
amazing.
of the series at all. I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, we got
I'd
problems.
like to think you only have seen the newer episodes.
No, I haven't seen. I'm not a fan of the whole series at all. I'm just not a fan of the character. I know some people are, but the character never really appealed to me.
Oh, and by the way,
I gotta leave.
cartoons were a series of shorts that ran on.
Yeah.
Those are saying
I gotta leave for a second. I gotta go for my shower. I'll be right back.
All right.
As I hate Ren and Stimpy even more so. Those two got on my nerves. I never saw any appeal of that program.
Hey, I want to say something.
Okay.
So far, my Pole Dart 2 comment from a couple episodes back doesn't seem that bad. I'll have to keep bringing that up every time. It's like the least worst thing that was said. Who cares? I'm excited. I'm not even excited for Pole Dart 2. I was excited to see how bad it was. That's the worst. That's the least worst thing you could say.
And also, it's like Nickelodeon, especially Hey Arnold. Oh my God, I love that show. It's like,
Okay, that's good.
I own all series again.
You own the whole series of
I own
what?
all these shows. I'm beginning to wonder how much money I'd have if I didn't own all these things. Like, I'd be freaking rich right now.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a problem, guys. I really do. All right. Like I was not permitted to watch Ren and Stimpy, but I actually owned seasons 1, 2, the second half of 4, and season 5. So I mean, I gotta watch it at some point to find out what I was missing. But apparently, that's one of the most beloved Nick shows of all time, just because of how edgy it was and insane it was. So, but I don't know. We shall see. Will I side with Chris or will I side with the others? We will find out, I guess. Hopefully. All right, guys. So. It's getting really late, so let's wrap this up.
Wait, Wait, can I say one more thing?
What?
Wait, Chris, you said you didn't like Ren and Stimpy?
No, did not.
Well, it's kind of SpongeBob and Ren and Stimpy, aren't they like the same creators or something? The
No.
same writers?
No.
No.
Oh, I thought they were. Okay.
No.
Oh no, I might be mixing something up, but it's kind of that same like random humor that people might not like, so I get that. If you don't like either, I understand.
Yeah, but I think Ren and Stimpy are different than SpongeBob.
Ren and Stimpy was
they're
much
way
more
different.
random than SpongeBob
Ren and
in
Stimpy
my opinion.
they're way more edgier. I mean, they have more color, humor.
They got away with so much on that show.
Yes.
Like,
it's just,
they
kind of remind me in the way of Beavis and Butthead or something.
Oh yeah, they were that insane.
Yes.
All right, so let's wrap this up, guys. I want you right now to name for everyone your all-time favorite purely 90s cartoon kids show. It had to be only air in the 90s. It didn't have to start it couldn't start in the 80s. It couldn't extend into the 2000s. So I'm sorry, Avi. I don't think SpongeBob's gonna count.
No, I'm just making sure the one I'm choosing is all 90s.
All right. So while we wait for Avi, Jack, let me start with you on this one. Give me your all-time favorite 90s animated kid show.
This was really hard. I was going through a lot of them, and then it ran down to Spider-Man and Batman, and I'm going to go with Batman the Animated Series.
All right. Why is it your favorite?
I just love that show. It was a great Batman, great art style, great voice cast, and great stories.
All right. Chris, I come to you. Give me your all-time favorite 90s animated kid show.
Oh, my God. Well, Rugrats would have to be one because I like the geniusness of the concept. The kids, who, can somehow talk, and they're able to speak clear sentences, go over misadventures, and Hey Arnold because, I love the humor in that. The characters, I think, are unique. Somehow, I don't know about unique, but I like the personality, of those characters, and they're, to me, quite memorable. The development of the characters, the story, and the things were very serious. Gargoyles is another one because it was so unlike anything of that period. I don't know. It may be better than Batman the Animated Series. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, it's just I praise how unconventional it was, and it was just one of the best to me. Like I said, Superman the Animated Series and Batman the Animated Series because they were great interpretations of those characters. They modernized those characters. They brought them to life, in a much more mature way. And there was things you wouldn't expect from average, ordinary superhero shows, and they defined most of the action cartoons of that period. Those are probably my favorites.
All right, Avi, have you found a show?
Yes. Could you guys take a few guesses first?
Oh, jeez. Batman the Animated Series?
No. No.
Ren and Stimpy?
No.
I couldn't say You couldn't say SpongeBob.
Yeah, it's not SpongeBob. I'll give you a hint. It ran from 93 to 98.
Oh.
Hey Arnold?
No.
Rocco?
Okay, I'll say. Animaniacs.
Good pick.
It's pretty much. It's just the slapstick. It's probably the best. It's such good slapstick. And the jokes are so funny. And that show over any comedy cartoon probably got away with the most adult jokes.
It's not a good idea, bad idea.
If you've seen the Nostalgia Critic he made a top 10 list out of jokes that the Animaniacs got away with.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Hello, nurse. Let me stop.
Yeah.
Animated hottie right there. Okay. Here is mine. I am unveiling it. Drum roll, please. My #1 favorite 90s animated kid show, Rocco's Modern Life. Why did I choose this one? Well, there were a few factors that went into it, but mostly it was nostalgia. As I mentioned earlier, as a kid, I didn't watch Batman or Spider-Man or any of those superhero shows. It wasn't interesting. So for me, this is my all-time favorite cartoon show from the 90s. The comedy was top-notch. The writing was great. The voice talent was incredible. But although not as edgy or insane or as adult-themed as Ren and Stimpy, there were a lot of adult in-jokes that Rocco got away with. Dr. Bendova go to a jackhammering show, and there's a place where you could free jackhammer, and the slogan underneath was "Jack all you want." Huh? Or do you mean Jack or Jag? Where are you coming from with this? And then the All Scottish show. If you saw Heifer's card that he got, where it's lined up All Scottish Show, you see the word ass in the beginning of it.
And then there was the phone sex episode.
How did they get away with that? Rocco's a phone sex operator.
Mrs. Bighead?
He was white, racy in it. Oh my god.
Yes, it was.
And I heard he received critical acclaim for that, the sophistication of his humor. Oh my God. It's now a cult hit, man. It's just like,
Yeah,
I mean,
know.
it's not. I mean, it's not as well known as say Rugrats or SpongeBob or anything like that, man.
But it deserves a mention. So yeah, Rocko's Modern Life, my all-time favorite '90s show. I love this thing. It was a hoot. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up episode 20 of Nerds Unite as One. Avi, thanks very much for being here.
You're welcome.
Jack, thank you very much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for letting me be here. It was a lot of fun. A lot of nostalgias coming back.
Yes, indeed, yes. And Chris, as always, it is a pleasure.
Yeah, it's great talking, especially these cartoons to you, man. I had a lot of memories. It's great talking. It's great.
A lot of
this.
happy memories coming back.
I guess you could say that.
All right, guys. So thank you all very much for watching. We will see you next week for episode 21. And, of course, don't forget our final Flash Arrow recap show comes on later this week. I hope you all tune in for that. Until then, have a great night, everyone.